Alright guys, I'm gonna show you how to get the air conditioner off a 2009 HHR. I'm underneath the car. I've got it jacked up with the tire off on the right hand side. Enough room to get underneath of it. This is the passenger side axle, just to give you orientation. And right there is the AC compressor. And you can see two of the bolts right here. And then just above that are the other two. There's four total. So this is pretty easy AC compressor change. I would recommend to go ahead and discharge the system completely. And then I use a ratchet wrench, 12mm ratchet wrench. You can get right on these bolts. And it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Pull those four bolts off. And then the compressor will lower right down to the spot right here between the steering rack and the axle. There's plenty of room to pull it through. There's one bolt that you can't see right here, but it's holding this hose assembly on. So you want to make sure the system is completely discharged before you remove that bolt. And it's easily accessible once the compressors drop down. Four bolts. They're about 5 inches long. The reason I'm showing you this video now is because you can't pull this off from up front. It is possible to move it through the wheel well right there, but it's real easy to access this compressor from underneath the vehicle. So we're doing some other repairs to this car. We also have the oil pan off. You can see here. This oil pan, believe it or not, will come off completely without removing the engine or lifting anything up. It comes right out, piece of cake. So if you ever, we're working on a 2009 Hyundai Tucson. And what we're actually doing here is an engine swap. The original motor froze up. We went online to find a new motor for it and couldn't find a Hyundai Tucson engine for less than probably $1,800. But this is actually a Hyundai Elantra motor. Same year model, 2009. Actually, I believe it's a 2012 that we're using here. And it only had 50,000 miles on it. And the only difference between the Hyundai Elantra and the Hyundai Tucson is the oil pan and the valve cover and the intake manifold. So we're going to reuse our valve cover, oil pan, and intake manifold, and everything else fits. The next job you might want to look at is the starter motor. So it's right here. We're getting ready to put it back in. It's the next thing we're going to install. And it has two bolts. Both of them are accessible from the transmission side. But then the starter motor has to come out down here. There's no room to pull it out from up top. So the starter motor, two bolts you're going to release from up top. And then you're going to have your wiring right here that you need to take off. Try to get the glare off of the camera. Right here you got your battery cable and your connection. So once again, underneath the car, starter motor, best way to get it out, I think, because that cavity that's open right now is completely going to be covered by the intake manifold in just a few minutes. So here you go, removing the starter and removing the air conditioner. You want to do it from the bottom side. Also the oil pan, easily accessible from the bottom. Nothing is in the way. Clear pan all the way around. So hopefully this will help you with a few of the jobs on the Hyundai Tucson 2009 4-cylinder. Thank you.